was thinking about the better days. My youth so happy, my hair so nappy, had an afro.
Yo, what is going on, people? What is going on? Welcome back to Premier League Forum. This is week 9 is coming up. Big up to everybody out there in the chat. Garfield, what's going on? Good to see you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
How you been? How you been, Garfield?
Man still skinning.
We're not chatting the group and he goes,
against Liverpool. Man still skinning teeth. Liverpool, man, who are they? Where are they? Huh? Yeah.
Still above you, mate. Still above
Don't
you.
matter.
It does matter. You just asked where
Anyway,
they are.
let
You just
Apollo
asked where they are, yeah?
Let Apollo give us all our time to talk about our team, how we've been, how we think we're going to get on this weekend. We can all have our say.
Yep. So, Neil, how you been? Good?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You know me. I'm good, man. Yeah.
Proper blessed. Proper blessed. And welcome to Gary. Gary here to discuss talking about Arsenal. Gary, how you been, bro?
Yeah, I've been all right, man. I'm even happier now. I'm seeing my pal Garfield.
Lie. Stop lying, man. Stop your lying.
I hear you, bro.
Hey, Gary, how you doing?
Right now.
Cool.
Excellent. So, guys, there's already a result that's coming today, which is Leeds 2-1 over West Ham. West Ham are truly in it, man. They're proper in the deep at the moment, and I don't know what's going to rescue West Ham. I think where are they now? They're second from bottom. They're toast, bro.
They're finished.
What's going on?
They'll probably beat us in a couple of weeks anyway, and everything will be all right.
What was the score?
2-1.
2-1.
Yeah, 2-1. Yeah.
They scored 2 goals.
Listen, Leeds look proper.
But didn't Leeds score after 3 minutes, didn't they? 3 minutes and 12 minutes or something like that.
And
that's
right.
That's
James playing neither. They did all right.
I think at the end of the season, the 3 that came up, at least 1 or 2 of them are staying up. I believe.
I think all 3 of them will stay up.
Yeah, possibly.
Leeds and West Ham, I think, are the teams that are going to actually go down.
Yeah. So let's. It's. I think we've missed a couple of weeks anyway, so it's good to sort of talk about what's actually happened after 8 games. What surprised you the most? Who do you like? Who are the informed team? Which team has let you down? So at the moment, let's just focus on which team at the moment has let you guys down. Let's go with Garfield. Garfield, what's the team? Not just one team, a couple of teams. Who's really let you down the league? Who surprised you, as in you thought they were going to be a lot better than they were and they weren't?
West Ham have got to be 1.
Yeah.
Gosh. It's hard. I think I want to say Forest, but I know the way they played under Dyche's first game in Europe, they've got a bit of fire in the belly. Oh, they've got the new manager bounce, but they've done it before with the same set of players minus a couple. So I think Forest and West Ham for me at the minute.
Forest and West Ham. For me, I would have to say Newcastle. Newcastle in 15th after 8 games. I mean, all they've done notoriously is lost a striker, and they've actually gone out and got a decent striker back. So there's no reason a team battling for the top 4 should find their way in 15th place. There's, Brentford, I get it, because they sold like 5 players. Even the manager went to Spurs. So Brentford lost a lot. So I get why Brentford are where they are. Newcastle, no excuses. The other team is Fulham. Fulham in 16th place. Yeah, that's
but they're a team. They're a team that will pull it back because they've got the resilience, haven't they? They've got the cojones, as they say.
But they shouldn't be there in the first place for me.
I think Fulham are one of them teams where they're just hit and miss. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah,
play people off the path, they're going to get beat.
Forrest Gump business, isn't it? You don't know what you're going to get out of it. Yeah, so that for me, that would be my two. My two would be Newcastle and Fulham. Neil, what teams are you the most disappointed in this season?
To be honest, there's three teams. I'm not surprised where they are, but I thought they would have actually been a bit better. So Forest, definitely. West Ham, I thought they would have done better, even though they've been really, really poor. And Wolves. Wolves. I just don't right now. I just don't get why those three are that bad. I didn't expect them to be great. I expected them to be in the bottom half of the table, but not holding up the other teams above them.
But don't you think it's all down to how certain top half teams have got into the transfer market, and the majority of the rest have pretty much been stagnant, haven't they? So they've gone up a level, and a lot of teams have stayed similar. You know, they've not done anything.
Yeah, but when you look at Burnley, Leeds, and Sunderland, I would have thought. I mean, at the beginning of the season, if you guys said, well, after 8 games, which teams will be around the bottom 3, I would have said those 3 teams. Yeah, Sunderland are 7th.
Yeah, but that record's got to break sometime, where the promoted team's always getting relegated. Yeah, that's got to change at some point.
You're right. But and it's only 8 games in. Yeah, so what we say now is probably going to change a couple of times by the end of the season. But the fact that those 3 teams have done better than I thought they were going to do, and they've been replaced by Forest, West Ham, and Wolves. That's for me. That's what's in my head right now. I can't see how they've managed to do that bad, but it's football, right?
Well, look at United last season.
Yeah, but you know, last season, that's the past for me. Last season's last season, man. It's a whole new season now. All teams are playing differently. Transfer window,
exactly, because
everything's different now. So that's, for me, that's the past. Yeah, I mean Spurs.
Yeah, it's shocking to see them all down there, and I mean, and most of the reason is if you look at Forest and Wolves, both of them scored 5 goals in 8 games. 5 goals in 8 games.
Yeah, but to think that the funny thing is, when you look at the way those 3 teams are playing, I can't see them winning a game on their current form. I can't see them winning the game.
I think what hasn't helped Forest is that their chairman sacking Nuno. He had them set up a certain way where it was, we're going to defend, and then we're going to hit on the counter attack with the 2 wingers. They got pace. Yeah, Wood could score a goal, and because they didn't get the results, he kind of booted out Nuno because he also had a disagreement with Edu. Brought in Ange Postecoglou, and that was never going to work because Ange wants to play a completely different way. So now you've got to try and get the players out of playing like this and expand the game, and it was never going to work in a million years.
Yeah, but think about it.
The thing is, after the chairman dissed him publicly at the end of that game on the pitch, there was no coming back from that.
Yeah, but come on, gents. 8 games, 2 managers. 8 games, 3 managers now. That's ridiculous.
I'm glad that all these teams got smashed last week.
Yeah.
All these teams lost last week, didn't they? Olympiacos, was it 7-1 in the Champions League?
Yeah. So Gary, what about you? Who were the few teams that you're really disappointed in so far this season?
I'm not really disappointed by West Ham because they struggled towards the end of last season, and they look like a team where they've just got like Jared Bowen. Like Paqueta flatters to deceive. Everyone thinks he's this, that, and the other, but he's that luxury player that when your back's against the wall, you don't want them type of player in your team.
Oh, if he would have got that bicycle kick tonight.
Well, listen, good goals come and go, but ultimately, you want people in your team. When you're in a fight, you want people in your team that are going to fight alongside you, and he's not that guy. I feel sorry for Jared Bowen, but I was kind of expecting West Ham to struggle this season. Maybe not as much as they did. I honestly think if Nuno would have stayed at Forest had he not had this falling out and whatever's gone on, I don't think Forest would be where they are.
Oh no.
But
think-
that's
Yeah,
the problem. That's the
agreed.
problem, though, isn't it? What you find is these owners, they kind of hit that self-destruct button. If they start doing bad straight away, they don't wait until at least halfway through the season, because you've got to give these players, these teams, the games they're playing. You've got to give them time. You have to give managers time. Yeah. I mean, third manager, 8 games.
But
That's
Yeah, but
amazing.
Poch has also got that Greek connection as well, isn't he? I think that's what swayed him.
After you decide to make the change and you get Postecoglou in, you've then got to give him time to change it all around. And listen, in their last game, they was unlucky because they had numerous chances against Chelsea before Chelsea even scored.
But
And
look,
even though
Against
scored,
Chelsea. Yeah, that was.
look at it this way, right? His attitude is, these managers aren't doing well, I'm going to change them, right? He's done that twice already, yeah? How many managers is he going to go through this season?
But who is the perfect example of this? So basically, at the minute, Amarin's working with Ollie's players, even going back to bloody Van Gaal. One player's still there. So Amarin's had to work with 4 managers, players who they bought in. So it's going to take time. I know everyone's shouting now, yeah, get him out. 3-4-3 is not working. But I think he can eventually get there. But it's a time thing. So, but Man U could have easily got rid of him, got Southgate in, or some random person.
Had you got Southgate in, you've still got the same players. Yeah.
Exactly.
Now you've got a new manager coming in with different ideas and trying to get that to work as well. And that's what I'm saying. That's why managers need time. Yeah.
Garfield, what's your opinion on Marcus Rashford banging in goals for fun at Barcelona?
Do you know what? I'm so happy for the guy. Obviously, it's good for us because his value's going up. What I don't agree with is him purposely doing media interviews about what happened at Man United, what the dressing room's like, because that kind of stuff, it can affect you later on down the line, because Barcelona will be thinking, well, he could say that about us when he leaves. I don't agree with all that, but I'm happy he's doing what he's doing, even though it's not in a competitive league like the Premiership. But I'm happy for him.
But would you not think that he could literally still be doing that at Man United?
Not under Amarin.
If shown the love by the manager and the trust.
If Southgate came, he probably would come back. That'd be the only reason he'd come back. He's finished at Old Trafford now. No way back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
You just honestly, if he had never played for Man United before and you saw what he was doing at Barcelona, everybody would be.
Oh,
I mean, right now he actually looks marketable. I didn't think he was too bad when he was at Villa either. So
no, bring me Brentford striker that went to, is it Al Hilal?
Oh,
Banging in the
Tony.
goals there.
Ivan Toney.
Spurs are going for
It's
60
a bit
million.
of a farmers' league, but I'd take him at Man U, and I'd take Gallagher at Man U now, midfield. 100%.
Conor Gallagher.
Take him. Yeah. Midfield, perfect for Amarin's system.
I heard that Spurs are going for Ivan Toney, 60 million in January.
Do you know what? I think this January would be probably one of the richest in transfer fees, because of the AFCON, etc. Yeah, you got the AFCON.
Wow.
We're losing most of our midfield to the AFCON.
But this is the first season that Arsenal have had no one in AFCON for a while.
Yeah, we've got no one. I think neither of.
That's going to help.
I think Chelsea as well, if I'm not mistaken. There's another team that doesn't have any.
That's because those players are already out on loan, mate. They buy a truckload of players and then they ship them all out, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, Caicedo and all of that is mostly South American. Got their players, they've got a South American, so it doesn't really count for them. Yeah. So guys, so looking forward to you guys' predictions about the table. Has anything changed from the beginning of the season in regards to who you think is going to win the title? Garfield?
Yeah. Man United are back now. But I'm only joking.
Look, United are in 9th place. They've had, and the thing is, each week they've had, you know, they won, they
Listen,
lost, they
how
won,
I've
they
got
lost.
it,
It's going like that
I
at the moment. It's going like
I
that.
had my pitch set up for me. So let me just have my bit now with regards to, obviously, the Liverpool thing. Brilliant. But as you say, it's in the past now. Move on. So we've got Brighton, West Ham, Tottenham, Crystal Palace, Everton. My target out of them, points-wise, if we can get minimum 9 points going into the international break, we'll be thereabouts for Europe. Maybe Champions League, who knows? But if we don't get minimum 9 points, we're going to be a 10th place finish.
I mean, they've won 4 out of their last 6.
Yeah, it's too early to say, Garfield. Seriously, it's too early to say.
Yeah,
Wait.
but out of Brighton, West Ham, Tottenham, Brighton could be a tricky one. West Ham, a win. Spurs, we don't know with that, the way Spurs are. Crystal Palace will be tricky. And Everton.
Yeah.
9 points out of that. If you get 9 points out of that, you've got a good chance.
Fair shout. So where are you in the Amarin table right now? Are you Amarin in, Amarin out? Or is it for you, is it still the owners?
He could lose them next 5 games and he'll be sacked. You know, he could win 2 of them, draw 2, lose 1, win 2, lose 3. It'll be okay till Christmas. He'd have to lose all of them to get the sack.
Yeah,
even if he won 1, he'd be all right.
Seriously, I don't think that they should sack him. And the only reason I'm saying it is because managers need time. Yeah. He needs to bring in his players. He needs to get what he can out the team. And then when the windows comes, bring in the players that he can. Yeah. If they back him properly, United will be a better team, because all that's going to happen is they get rid of him, they bring somebody else in, and then it starts all over again.
Yeah, but Amarim's basically got his own forward line in there, right? He signed Cunha, he signed Benjamin Tesco, he also signed Mbumo. Yeah, so
missed the main
Benjamin Tesco.
But you got to give those players time. Yeah,
he missed the main position in the park.
I agree with you, but I don't think he if they would have sacked him, I think he would have been gone already after last season, losing the final to Spurs and finishing 16th. I think he would have been gone then. They obviously understand that, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. Yeah. So we give him. Listen, we're going to back him. We're going to give him his players. You know, we're going to build the team. We've got the goalkeeper. They had to get rid of Onana. He was just a tragedy. Always waiting to happen.
We're just one decent midfield away. Who knows the Premiership from being maybe an extra 10 points?
Well, do you know what it is, Garfield? I mean, I don't understand. You know, he's dropped Bruno back into a midfield too, which is clearly not his game. Bench Manu, and he's missing out on Fernandes further forward, where he was scoring goals and creating assists.
Yeah, I know, but when he gets forward, we're exposed at the back. Bruno is best. Yeah, Bruno's best, obviously holding. With Manu, I feel sorry for him because obviously it's World Cup year, but the best thing that could happen to Manu now is if Bruno gets, I don't wish injury on anyone, is if Bruno gets a knock and they rest him for 3 or 4 games, because Manu could come in and just think Bruno's going to struggle to get back in.
But you see the thing is though, Garfield, and I'm sure we've all seen it before, where you're trying to accommodate a player in the team and he's out of position, and it kind of has a knock-on effect through the whole team.
So it's like Liverpool. You look at Liverpool and all their new players, it's hard. It's like buying a jigsaw puzzle and you're finding out you've got 4 spare pieces that are brand new. Why would you swap them pieces when they blend in with the rest of the team, you know?
Yeah, but he's already done that. We've had 9 changes when you look at this team compared to the last season, with the players going out and players coming in. Yeah, and
that's what I'm saying.
The problem with that is those players coming in, like, all right, say for example, we spent so much money on Isak. Yeah, he's got Prem experience, but yet Ekitike looks so much better than him.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I know they're going, oh, he's not fit. Do you know what, right? when you spend that much money, the player himself should have said, "I need to get myself fit." Yeah, and yet
Well, when he's doing all that extra training,
No, the
Yeah,
same with Sesko, Gyökeres, all of them were in the same situation where they were hitting the gym, but it's not the same as actually getting on the grind.
It's not the same. But when you look at Ekitike and you look at Isak, right? There's no way in any other team that Isak will make that front line, that number 9. Yeah, all right. He's got experience at Newcastle and he's one of the best last season in the Prem, but that hasn't translated.
Did you know the best training you can do when you're not with your team? Yeah, obviously not the skillful side. Is doing 100-meter runs and trying to beat your time every time. Just trying to beat it.
He's probably doing that stuff.
There's a complete difference between fitness and being actual match fit. It's a completely different thing.
Yeah, but then I think mentally he probably thinks that he's so much better than Ekitike. Ekitike doesn't need to be in the team, and unfortunately, I think Slot thinks the same thing as well. Yeah, but Ekitike is the one who's producing the goals out of the two.
Yeah, but what is it with Slot, right? You know what I've noticed with Slot as well this week, especially, 'cause I even wrote it down. Like, is that a pop at Arsenal over set pieces, Crystal Palace injury time, Chelsea set pieces,
He's a manager.
Man United low block,
He's a manager.
Newcastle
Garfield.
small club.
Garfield,
Did you see the video that I just uploaded yesterday on my channel? I said exactly the same thing.
He's
he was having a go at the teams that were actually playing them in the low block, and it's just like we've suffered with that for years, and
but he's a manager. Yeah, you think about you tell me what manager out there doesn't talk chat crap.
Yeah,
For
but
me, it's
Ruben Amorim doesn't chat, Bob.
Sorry,
in the Liverpool
Ruben
United
Amorim don't chat, Bob. Show me quotes.
Okay, all right.
Give me quotes.
Right.
Okay. Well, I can't find the quotes right now because I haven't looked them up, but I'll look them up.
Yeah, you know.
Actually, no, I'm not even going to do that because for me, United aren't in my headspace. They never have been. Yeah,
We're always in your headspace, bro.
I'm good. No, you're trying.
So, guys, listen. We've heard from Garfield with Man United. Neil, you've touched on Liverpool, and look, Neil. At some point, Liverpool, it's going to come back to them. At some point, they're going to get it figured out. They're going to go on a run. I don't think he knows who his best 11 is.
It's their defense.
He knows his best 11. Yeah. The problem is, it's that.
So why isn't he starting Ekitike?
No. Hold on. I'm saying the problem is it's price. It's money. Yeah. You spend that much money on Isak. Yeah. Isak kind of walks in the team. Salah. Look how bad Salah's been. Yeah. And yet Salah is walking straight into the team. Yeah.
A bit like Bruno Fernandes situation.
No, but yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. He's not picking the players actually on form.
Picking them on merit. He's picking them on merit.
He's picking them on merit.
But it works against Frankfurt, didn't it?
Is that for the money that they spent and the fact that
only because Frankfurt played an open game. Frankfurt was open all hours. That's why it worked against Frankfurt.
Yeah, exactly. You know? But Ekitike is the one player who actually looks like he should be walking straight into that team. There should be no on that one.
Gary, over to you. Arsenal. Talk to me about Arsenal. You've been happy with where they are this season? One of the toughest schedules. I think they had the second hardest schedule
after Man United, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then ended up after this time being top of the league.
I thought Arsenal would be there or thereabouts. Obviously, we had a tough set of fixtures. Was it away to Newcastle? Anfield away, at home to City. So we had a tough run of fixtures. But we've come through it kind of with flying colours. If anything, I'm a little bit disappointed that when we went away to Liverpool, we didn't really have a go and try and beat them. It was a cagey affair where neither team wanted to give the other any chance of winning the game. Do you know what I mean?
That was the issue. The issue both teams were more worried about defending and low block. And
you can understand why he did it.
Worried about losing to each other. than actually trying to win it.
I get why that, because Slot obviously was thinking the same thing. Yeah, he was thinking the same thing in that game as well.
Yeah, I can understand why the managers do it, but ultimately, if I see a team that are struggling, and at the time Liverpool were conceding goals, yeah, they looked a bit shaky at the back. It wasn't quite right in midfield. Salah's not been firing. Yeah,
Take advantage of it.
There's a chance to go there.
Yeah, you have
and make a statement and go and beat them.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
You know, it had 0-0 written all over it until the Szoboszlai free kick, which I still think Raya was at fault there. And if you noticed the other day, I don't know if you was at the game, Apollo, but Atletico had a free kick, and I said to Tony, I said, check out Raya's positioning. He lined up the wall. Yeah, that's his goal. He lined up the wall. And where did he stand? Right in the middle of the goal. Yeah, so his positioning had changed from the Szoboszlai free kick where he's lined up the wall this side and gone way over there. And it's a massive difference when you're not that keeper that's 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", to get all the way across the goal, flying through the air, and the ball just brushes your gloves and ends up in the back of the net. Whereas you got a Donnarumma, there's a fair chance he's getting a full palm on it because of the reach. So I noticed a slight change in position from David Raya in the Atletico game. But overall,
I never understood when Gary did that, because I've seen
You break
quality. If a free kick is set up and it's quality, and you know, no goalie in the world is saving some of these. That I say, I don't think there's anyone.
Gary's like giving stats like he's on Monday Night Football, man.
No, listen.
No, I mean, obviously, positioning is really important. I agree with him on that. But there's some free kicks that you see, especially the two Declan Rice ones against Real Madrid. There's nothing. This guy's 6'7". He's not even getting anywhere near that.
Yeah, but check out Declan Rice against Real Madrid. The first one is because the wall is lined up so poorly, it doesn't cover outside of the post. I'm a goalkeeper trainer. I train goalkeepers. This is what I do. Yeah, I worked with my son for 4 years. He's got a trial on Monday at Swindon Town. I've got to drive all the way to Swindon because he's got a trial.
Oh, right.
It's so important, the positioning and how you position your wall, you know, how you stand. If you haven't got the reach, you have to cut down the space.
Gary, you know, as a coach, can I just ask you something? And I've always thought this all my life, yeah? So when you have a free kick, say the free kick was 10 yards from the D, yeah? Whether it's left, centre, right, whatever. So do you think this situation would work? So you just tell everyone, just get out the way of the ball, just let their players stay in the wall or whatever, and give them a free shot at the goal with no obstruction.
Right. So basically, no, it wouldn't. No. Because what happens is when you're outside the box, you have to line up your wall, because if you just went, I don't want a wall, you're giving someone a free shot at goal from 25 yards out, basically, right? Or literally 23 yards out. So the players can't stand just in the area, because that means they're right on top of the goalkeeper. So the idea is, when you put the wall, which would probably be roughly near the penalty spot, everyone else comes in line with the wall. So no one's behind the wall, because then again, you're giving the attacking team more distance closer to your goal. So you want everyone out of the way in line with the wall. Yeah, so that way the keeper's got a clear vision. The wall is there to take away one half of the goal. Now, what you've got to also remember is that the closer in you are, the more chance of the ball hitting the wall or going over the bar, because it's harder to get it up and down. If you can get it up, Yeah, sorry, go on.
So the goalie's positioning, even when I played and how we was training on the goalkeeper, it was his positioning obviously should depend on the distance and the angle of the free kick. And then obviously that's what you set your anchor. Every wall has got an anchor, and that's the man that is listening to the goalie that is then telling all the other 4 or 5 players what they need to do.
If you imagine, Garfield, that's the post, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is if the free kick's on the left hand side of the box, this is the left post. So your wall, the man on the edge of the wall has to be outside that post.
Yeah.
If he's there, like the Real Madrid,
You'll just
the
go
ball
around.
gets curled round,
Yeah.
and it's in the post, and the keeper's never going to save it, no matter how tall they are, because the speed of the ball, will always take it in if it's on target. The second Rice free kick is right in the postage stamp. That's the bit between bar and post.
It doesn't matter if you're 7 foot.
It doesn't matter if you're 8 foot tall. You're not saving that. Now, the Szoboszlai free kick, the difference there is it's from 35 yards. Apollo will remember David Seaman getting beat by Gascoigne in 91. Yeah? Again, a shot that the keeper should have saved. Because you can see it from a distance, you get hands to it, and you've muffed it. Yeah, your hands are not strong enough. I see it with my son all the time. Going down left, right, he hasn't got a weak side. Ball above his head, he will jump up and he will claim it, and then all of a sudden he switches off, and instead of doing what he's been doing for 60 minutes, it's over his head, and then he's peed at himself because he's letting a goal that he knows that he should have saved.
Yeah, the only thing that frustrates me this season about Raya, which frustrated me last season, is the distance he comes out of the penalty area. Every time I see him, and it's
He's
hard
a
to
good
see
catcher
on
of
the
the ball,
television.
though, isn't he?
Oh, look, he's the best because if I showed you the stats in terms of him coming for crosses, there's no other goalkeeper that is even close to him. He on average he collects 14 crosses per game. The next
Have you seen Lemenz's stats? I know he's only played a couple of games, but he was man of the match in one of the games. Was it against Liverpool? Yeah, it was man of the match.
The next goalkeeper in Europe behind him has got 6.2. So Raya collects double the amount of balls that any other goalkeeper in Europe collects. And sometimes when you see a goal going in a set piece, like they were talking about the Atletico goal, the first goal that Gabriel scored in the Champions League when Declan Rice whipped it, it's goalkeepers are in a two mind. Do I go or do I stay?
You're making me think of Onana. You're making me think
but the difference there, Apollo, is that when Rice puts that free kick in, that free kick is delivered on a dime. The keeper can't come because the free kicks come in like that, and it's curled into
it's curling away from the
6 yard, and in between 6 yard area and penalty spot. The keeper can't come. He's got to hope that he can get something on the flick.
If you do, you've got to take people out to get them kind of corners.
Yeah,
and sometimes you see goalies come for them and they're stranded, left out on an island. And
no man's land, didn't it?
Yeah, and a striker gets a touch on it, or player gets a touch on it, goes into an empty net. So you can see where the issues is for that. But overall, Gary, you're happy where Arsenal is in the table?
I'm happy where Arsenal are. I've been stating that we're top with 3 points clear. Obviously, we've got Palace, which is not going to be easy on Sunday, and then Brighton, which again we always struggle against Brighton, don't we? It's always a difficult task.
We've got them tomorrow.
Then we go away to Burnley, away to Sunderland, and home to the Spuds. So, listen, if we come out of that with 10 points and no losses, I'll be more than happy.
Yeah. So for me, I mean, I agree in the same way. Let me just move over to the games this weekend. This is what we're looking at for this weekend, guys. We've already had Leeds against West Ham. Not shocked with that. I think I went for. I'm gonna have to look. Did I?
You went 1-0, didn't you go? No, you didn't.
I think I went for 1-0 leads. Yeah.
I think it was 1-0.
Yeah, I think I went 1-0 leads.
I think me and Drew had 2-1.
Yeah. So you lot have got that sparked already. I'm interested in, first of all, let me talk about the Saturday games. Chelsea, Sunderland, Newcastle, Fulham, United, Brighton, Brentford, Liverpool. I've got to be honest with you guys. All 4 of those games, I don't know where it can go.
Oh, I didn't even know Liverpool were playing on TV tomorrow. I thought Man U was the latest one.
8 o'clock. Is it 8 o'clock?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think the time. Yeah, I think the time on this one is slightly a little bit out, by maybe an hour. So European, I just had to rush. Yeah, I just had to rush and quickly get this from Twitter. So
cool.
But I think the main thing is Chelsea, Sunderland. Chelsea's in such good form, but then so is Sunderland. And the last time Chelsea played at home, they struggled. So I don't know with that. I think Chelsea would just sneak it. The Newcastle game against Fulham, yeah, Fulham are just not turning up. And
I've got Newcastle win, Chelsea win.
Yeah, I think Newcastle's gathering enough steam at the moment. But then these are the 2 teams, as I said, that have disappointed me the most this season. So anything can happen in that game. Brighton United, as I said, 4 wins in the last 6, really gaining momentum, is playing at home, a fortress now for Manchester United, which it really hasn't been this season. This game will prove to me where United are in the pecking order against Brighton, because Brighton are not easy competition. We know Welbeck is going back there. He's most likely going to start to light it up. And Brentford
9 points out of 15 is all I pray for.
And then Brentford's been the surprise, really, of this season, because I thought they were going to completely capitulate, and they haven't. So, and then do they go in a low block? Is that going to cause Liverpool problems? So we really don't know on the Saturday games. Garfield, what's your thoughts on those 4 Saturday game matchups?
I've got Chelsea easy win, Newcastle easy win. I've got Man U Brighton a draw. And then I've got Brentford 3, Liverpool 1. No, that's.
What about you, Neil?
Me, I've got Chelsea winning 2-1. Is it Newcastle? Newcastle winning 2-1. I got United drawing with Brighton, and Liverpool winning 2-1 at Brentford.
And how important, Neil, is that game for Liverpool? What's your thoughts? Obviously, I think Brentford are going to go into a low block. It's not something really.
Every team's going to go with that low block, and it's just something.
They do it against us.
Yeah, it's just something that Slot has to work out. But as I was saying to you guys, when you look at the team that won the league last season, and you look at the team now, and look at the changes he's made. This is our transitional season, man. So, I mean, are we gonna do well? I think we'll do well, but it's difficult to say because the players that you expect to be playing well are not playing well. They haven't got their stuff together yet. It will just take time. It will just take time.
I personally think that the player that Liverpool are missing the most is Trent. Because Trent
it's a good shout. Good shout.
That release Salah, that release Diaz,
that's the problem. That's the problem on Palace.
There's a little South American that left as well.
But that's the problem on that side. You had Trent and Salah. They had that communication.
Yeah,
they knew what was happening. Right. What he's done now, he's either got Frimpong, or he's got Bradley. None of those have gelled with Salah at this moment in time. And also you got to look at Jones and Szoboszlai, because when those 2 players are playing, he's using one of those on that side.
And not only that, don't forget on the left.
Right now, that side is broken.
On the left, you've kind of lost Robertson, haven't you? He's kind of
we haven't lost him. Robertson is there and he's just as good. For whatever reason, Slot was playing Kirkhead.
I wouldn't agree with that. I think Robertson he's hit that wall. He's on the way back down the hill.
But he's defending better than Kirkhead. He's defending better than Kirkhead, and that's what I'm saying. The thing is, when you look at No, well, yeah, because Kirkes is always up the pitch. Kirkes is the left-hand side of Trent. Yeah,
Yeah, but
But
no
this
one's
is-
talking
Trent
about
play.
no one's talking
Nobody
about
did.
800 grand a week, man.
Yeah, but this is
Nobody
what
cares
happens
about that.
when you
Nobody
buy
cares
a
about
player.
that. Yeah. What it
When you
is,
buy a
it's-
player based
we-
on
we-
one season, you've seen him for one season. You're expecting him to come in and do amazing things, and sometimes players get found out.
Yeah.
Do you know
Well,
what I
the thing is, I don't think Kirkes is a bad player, right? But he's not the Liverpool type player, defender. Yeah, Robertson is that player. Yeah, all right.
And I
Robertson
think it's the
is
same.
getting on. But he
I
is
think it's the
getting
same
on.
with
but bottom
Frimpong as
line
well.
is-
Frimpong's great going forward, but he can't defend.
Yeah, well, you see, and that's why Bradley should be playing in that position. Yeah, but at the
That's
end of the day,
madness. All the money they've played on these players, and it doesn't sound like they actually fit.
It's
Well, no,
446 million. They spent.
the thing is what it is, right? Don't look at the money. Don't look at the money, because whether we paid that much or little for them, we still would have gone for those players, right? Irrespective of what the prices are. What you got to look at is you got to look at the communication. You got to look at whether they're fitting in at this moment in time. It's all too early. It's way too early. Yeah, you have to, as I always say,
I like
to you guys,
Gomez. I thought
I always say to you guys, right, that when a player comes into a team, give him a season. So he's got that communication. He understands how the team is. He understands how the manager is, and then you see
If
him
a different
produce.
player comes from a different league, yes, but
Well,
players
okay,
that are prem proven shouldn't need a season to gel. That's all. That's why you have preseason. You have preseason, so
Okay,
your new
all right.
signings come, and then they gel with their teammates. Yeah, they bond with their teammates. They learn the.
But if they
This, that, and the
don't, I
other.
mean, that's an assumption that they should do it, right? But at the end of the day, when you look at the players that they spent most money on, other than Isak, right? The players that he's looking at are players that haven't played in the league.
Look at Cunha and Burma.
Frimpong hasn't played in the league.
yeah,
Well,
Neves
Frimpong
Mascara.
right? Verts hasn't played in the league.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
got Hincapié, Mascara. We even had Calafiori last season, and the only thing that slowed Calafiori down was injuries. But I mean,
The difference.
I
The
don't
difference
think he's
Apollo,
played a bad game for Arsenal, Calafiori.
I
don't remember one game where I've rated him less than a 5.
The difference there, Apollo, is that at Arsenal, at Arsenal, these players haven't been thrown in at the deep end and expected to swim. You know, they get their time to bed. Mascara only played because of injury, really and truly, and he happens to do really well.
Yeah, he
in
came on
all the
against
games
Liverpool.
he played.
Yeah.
You know, but these Liverpool players like Verts, he's been thrown in and expected to replicate what he done in Germany in the toughest league in the world.
It's
Like, the Premier League ain't like the German league.
It's a different level.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You have to give them
But
time.
this is
That's what I'm
where
saying.
you need to bed them in slowly and not expect them to hit the ground and assists and goals and this, that, and the other. Because in Germany, it's a cakewalk compared to what you're facing here in every week. There's no easy games.
Yeah. So Gary, what's your thoughts on those Saturday games? The Chelsea, Sunderland, Newcastle, Fulham, United, Brighton, and Brentford,
Right, so
Liverpool. What's your
I've
thoughts on
gone
those?
for a 4-1 Chelsea win.
Ooh.
Newcastle. I've gone Newcastle, Fulham, Desmond 2-2. I've gone
Outcomes
I've
are
gone United. I've gone United, Brighton 3-2 to Brighton, and I've got Brentford, Liverpool 2-1 to Brentford. I think Brentford are just going to hit bare long balls because Slot should have kept his mouth shut. You know,
Yeah,
they're going to knock these balls over the.
Everyone's
The
going to
only
be
shock
taking the
tomorrow
same
will
approach.
be
It's a copycat league, isn't it?
That's it.
Yeah,
It's a
Sunderland
copycat league.
beating
You know, they're going to knock
Chelsea.
these balls
could be a
over the
shock.
top. And, you know, I think Brentford, they're playing really well. Liverpool are struggling in the Premier League. Yes, they had it easy in midweek, but back to the Premier League, the bread and butter. I think they're toast this weekend against Brentford.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. For me, so let's
I
move
think
on to
Chelsea
the
could lose as well.
Let's move on to
Chelsea
the
could lose.
Sunday games. Sunday games. This looks like I'm at the Emirates on Sunday, so I'm going to miss all the action. I'm going to be in the stadium. Bournemouth, Forest. That's going to be a whitewash. That's going to be an absolute whitewash. Could be 2 or 3-0 there to Bournemouth. Arsenal Palace. I think that we're going to. I think we're going to do that 1-0. I think it's going to be a really tight, close game.
2-1 I got.
But you know what it is? You know, the problem with Arsenal is Arsenal score a goal and the other team has to wonder how they're going to get back in the game. That's the fine lines it is with Arsenal. They're just not allowing any chances in. I mean,
it's
just
just mistakes.
teams.
If you make mistakes, teams are going to punish you at this level.
Yeah, but hold on.
Your mistakes out.
How many fans were disappointed on Wednesday or Tuesday that Arsenal conceded a shot on target? That's how.
Yeah, I
that's
know.
How bad it's
I know.
We conceded one shot on target. And everyone's moaning.
Everyone's moaning. Yeah, those are the lines. I mean, isn't it amazing? We're sitting here after our 13th game this season, and you've let only 1 goal in from open play. That is absolutely unbelievable. And when I see them play now, me neither. I'm baffled. It's just, and if you watch it from where I am in the stadium, then you see the patterns and the combination play and the midfield overload, just like, and the gap play. Teams just can't play through us. They get to the midfield and they can't play through us. It's harder this season than when we had Thomas Partey, because we had the single pivot with Thomas Partey, and when we had a lot of, the Declan Rice and the Havertz, they were more front end. And so you had the space there to try and overload Arsenal. Then obviously the left back, whether it was Miles Lewis-Skelly, would try and come up, or whether it would be Ben White or Timber, would try and come up and support the midfield. But now they're playing in a 2-man pivot. It is so difficult to break that midfield. It's harder this season now than it is last season. And I think that's where the changes are. Yeah.
So out of, we won't say the top 4, the big 4, the cartel, out of the top 6 teams, so you got Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs, Man U, and a couple of others.
You just say top teams. Why have you included Spurs in that?
No, just because of where they are at the minute and what they're doing. Out of the 6 teams with Man United in it, out of them 6 teams, who do you think is the most happiest with their progress so far?
Honestly, the team that you haven't mentioned, the team that you haven't mentioned, which is Bournemouth in 3rd, I think they'd be the happiest. Because if you look out of every single team in the
but I'm
Premier
not
League,
saying them. I'm saying the top 6, the cartel kind of team.
I get all that, but then I'm swinging a little bit. I'm flexing a little bit, because the only team that hasn't lost in the last six games is Bournemouth, and they're gonna roll over Forest tomorrow. So that's just going to continually put more pressure. But I think the happiest is probably
Sunderland. Sunderland's the happiest. Sunderland's got to be the happiest.
No, I think it's
Sunderland
Tottenham.
is the happiest.
I think it's actually Tottenham. And I'll tell you why. Because
I think Tottenham as well.
Yeah, because the 2 teams.
Why do you say that?
Because the 2 teams that were hurt mostly by injuries last season, Arsenal and Tottenham, Arsenal, we know, went out and they went and bought 22. Arsenal have got a backup for every position. They're covered. Spurs, in that regard, aren't. They're not really covered.
They lost Son, didn't they? They lost Son. They've lost Maddison.
They've lost quite. Yeah, they're basically having to reinvent their talisman. They've got a decent squad, and that's the reason why.
Richarlison's doing all right, isn't he?
Yeah, and I think their best player at the moment is Kudus. I think Kudus is their best player. But again, injuries, not having Maddison there. I think them in 6th place would be the most happiest out of everybody, considering that they've got that fantastic manager, Thomas Frank. I think they're the team that would be the most happiest where they are out of everybody at the moment, because they had the biggest questions. Yeah, they've come from the same straw that Man United came from in terms of where they were in the league last year. And look where they are now, 6th place.
Palace not
I understand what you're saying, but I still think it's Sunderland, because you think about it, they've just come into the league. They've probably been watching season in, season out. The 3 teams coming up are the 3 teams going down. Yeah, and this stage, they're 7th. Yeah, nobody in this group, this forum, would have said after 8 games, right? Yeah, Sunderland would be 7th. Nobody would have said that. Yeah, we put.
I can 100% agree with what Nils has just said.
Yeah.
Nobody would have said
Garfield's
that.
question was, yeah, I agree with you 100%, Neil, about Sunderland, and I think they're the surprise of the season so far.
They've
But
got to
in
be the
answer to Garfield's question, which was out of the top 6, so he's talking Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, United, and City. I think United would be the happiest out of them all, because where United are, they're literally, they've been closing a couple of games to picking up a point or all 3 points. And if they had an extra 3 points, they would have been sitting literally second. And I think Amarin's turned it around, and he's starting to get the results. He's got his front three. Things are starting to click. Now,
Just a midfield player, isn't it? We need
exactly. But with Spurs, what I see with Spurs is Frank is an okay manager at certain things. Yeah, Frank
I really like him.
No, he's an okay manager at doing certain things. Spurs are now basically Brentford in disguise. Right? Spurs fans wanted the attacking, flowing football. What are they getting? They're getting long throws, long balls.
Yeah.
And they're not happy. Spurs fans are not happy with what they're seeing.
Yeah, but when Maddison and the other players come back, they'll be fine.
Well,
yeah, he's a bit of a long ball specialist. He is, Thomas Frank.
It's all right having these players, Garfield, but if you're going to kick the ball over their head, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
They got outplayed by Monaco, who are 7th in the French division. And Monaco, if it wasn't for Vicario, that would have been 4 or 5-0. It's not all rosy.
And even though they had the result last week, they were 2-0 down at Brighton and then came back to draw the game. So the fact that they were 2-0 down, it was just like, oh, that's so Spursy.
They lost 2-1 to Aston Villa last week. Villa beat them 2-1.
Yeah.
So you think the love story's over now? Then?
So
Thomas Frank is one of them streaky managers. He'll have a run of results, and then he'll have a run of defeats. And someone tell me, when have you ever seen a manager go into a football club and in his first press conference turn around and say, "We will lose football matches"? I've never seen a manager say this.
Amarin.
Yeah.
Amarin said, well, I didn't say lose.
So just finishing off on my Sunday game. So again, Villa, Man City. Villa was a team I was probably one of the most. They nearly made my disappointment list when I talked about Fulham disappointing me, Newcastle disappointing me. But the only reason why I have it is because they've finally found form. Because I thought that team was broken. The fact that Rodgers, Martinez.
That's what it is.
No, it's not just that. I'm talking the schematics. The schematics was 4 of those players wanted to leave in the summer, then they didn't. So the manager is stuck with half of his team that he's got to manage. He's got to get them all up again, knowing that their heads and their hearts are not in it. That's the biggest thing. And I think that that slowly started to turn around, because that dressing room has probably thought, all right, guys, look, this isn't the best situation, but we're here now. Yeah. The Morgan, Rodgers, Martinez, Watkins, all these players that wanted to leave. You're here now, so let's just make the best out of. And slowly and surely, the results have started to come for them. So it's just really a matter of time. Honestly, every week I was talking to you guys about, if they lose another one, he's gone. They can't. They were third from bottom, weren't they? Villa at one stage.
Players did want to leave. I think that was just mainstream media making stories. I don't think they wanted to leave.
I would take Rodgers all day long.
I mean, the worst thing about it is they just don't score enough goals. They've scored 8 goals in 8 games. That's relegated form. Yeah, it's relegation form. It's not good, but I think they've got enough talent. Last week when they played, who did they play last week?
Tottenham.
Tottenham. Yeah, they actually dropped Ollie Watkins. He was on the bench. As soon as he came on the field, the game changed. You know, it was just that kind of thinking behind what is going on there. And I know, I think when I spoke to Neil about it and Drew, they said he wasn't 100% fit. He looked 100% fit when he came on because he absolutely ran Tottenham's back four ragged. But yeah, I think they've got a chance. It's going to be a tough game for Man City. Make no bones about it. Wolves, Burnley, I don't know. Burnley's going to win that. If Wolves get something out of the game, I'd be surprised. And Everton, Tottenham, I think Tottenham's going to have one of those games against Everton where they're going to struggle.
Everton.
I really do.
Everton.
I think Tottenham are going to
You
struggle
know,
in that game.
when Grealish is in the squad, they've only struggled when Grealish has not been playing. The amount of assists that boy gets.
Yeah.
If he starts,
so Garfield,
they're
what's your
losing.
thoughts on these section of games on the Sunday? What's your thoughts on these section of games on Sunday?
Looking forward to Everton Spurs. Arsenal's a done deal. Bournemouth, Man City, they're coming into form now, aren't they? Wolverhampton, Burnley is just one of them. It could go either way.
Don't sleep on Mateta for Palace. Don't sleep on him.
No, man, he's always firing, man. But I think your defense, man, you've got the attack, you've got the transition, man. You've got it pretty much on point now. But
we've got Big Gabby out. Don't forget.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
you've not got, I don't know, because the thing is, when we get to after Christmas, springtime, and you're there, top, it's not your performance the games that are going to lose you the title. It's just the mentality, the being in that mindset which you've always been in, and in the back of your head, you're thinking, oh, if it were here again, is the same thing going to happen? And them little things.
I don't even think it's that, Garfield. I think what's hampered us is the squad. We've been in a position we haven't had the squad. Now we've got the squad.
No,
I think the mentality's there. We've got all the pieces
apart
now.
From someone to bang the ball in.
Well, we've got that now.
But there's still squeaky bum time, when it gets to that, the business end. Strange things can happen, man.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing, Garfield, on the Arsenal game. You've heard it here first. The big name Sunday, in terms of the performance, is probably going to be Hincapie. If Hincapie starts, which I'm not sure if he will, because he's only been declared fit a couple of. If he starts, he's people talk about Mascara. This guy's better than Mascara, man.
Who is? I've never even heard of this
our back
person.
four. He's a monster, mate. Our back four: Lewis Skelly, Ben White, Mascara, and Hincapie will probably get into 90% of the teams in the Premier League. 95% of the teams in the Premier League. That's how good they are. Yeah,
we've got some guy called JJ, who might be coming into the first squad soon.
JJ Gabriel.
You've seen what he can do with a tennis ball.
Yeah, have you finished?
Crazy.
Have you finished, Garfield, with those Sunday games?
Say again, sorry.
Have you finished with the Sunday?
Yeah, sorry, sorry.
Yeah, Neil, what's your thoughts on those matchups there? Anything really gripping you? Any tasty games you're looking forward to?
I'm actually looking forward to the Everton Tottenham game. I mean, I've got them down. Where are we? I've got them down as 2-1 to Spurs, to be honest.
I've got 1-0 Everton.
Really?
Yeah, I've got that. Yeah, I've got that down, because the thing with Everton is they're very sometimes they look really, really good, and sometimes they look really, really poor.
But you have to remember, Neil, obviously you know more about Everton than all of us, because that's one of your rivals. They're just so hard to beat.
Always United. United's always our biggest rivals.
Yeah, but biggest, but this is a Merseyside rival. Yeah.
So
it's if this was at Tottenham, then I'd agree with you. But Tottenham don't travel well, and Everton are strong at home. That's notoriously what happens with these two teams. Tottenham haven't been traveling well at all this season.
Yeah. No, I get that, but I just have the feeling that Tottenham are going to start bouncing back, and I think that this will be one of the games that they'll bounce back at. Yeah, so for me, I mean, when I look at the games, Bournemouth Forest. I've got Bournemouth winning that 2-1. I've got you guys winning 1-0 against Palace. I've got City was my City result. I've got City beating Villa 2-0. And going back to your question, going back to your question about who would be the happiest out of those teams, I think City would be, because Pep went through a whole load of crap with them losing form, looking really bad, and at this time of the season, they're in second position. Yeah, he probably didn't expect to be that high, so I think he's going to be one of the happiest managers at this moment in time.
Along with Sunderland, second best defense in the league, along with Sunderland.
Yeah, but it's only Haaland. It's only Haaland firing that's to turn them around.
Doesn't matter, Garfield. It doesn't matter. The fact that they've still got the points. As I say to you guys in the group, the only stat that really matters is those 3 points. Yeah, that's the only thing that matters. Is that
City would be all right till Haaland picks up his customary ankle injury and then misses a few weeks.
Well, if that's what happens, then we'll have to see how they handle it. But at this moment in time, they're getting the 3 points. So Pep is definitely going to be happy at this moment in time. Yeah. So the Wolves Burnley, I've actually got that as a draw.
It's not a bad shout. Yes. It's a good shout.
Wolves are at the situation where their backs are against the wall. Yeah. They know that they've got to be picking up points. They're better. They probably think that it's better for them to pick up points against teams like Burnley, Sunderland, teams that have just come up, because that's where the way they're playing at the moment. That's where they're most likely in their headspace going to get points. So I think that Wolves will play a lot better, and I think that will be a draw. Basically, I can't see them winning, but they've got to pick up points somewhere. Yeah, they've got to pick up points somewhere. What have I missed? I said Tottenham. I put Spurs 2-1. I got the draw for Wolves. I got City winning 2-0. I got Arsenal winning 1-0, and I've got Bournemouth winning 2-1. And that's where I think it's going to be this weekend for those games, Sunday games.
What about you, Gary? What's your thoughts on these games? What are you most looking forward to?
I'm most looking forward to watching Bournemouth, to be honest, but it's unfortunately it's at the same time as Arsenal. So
yeah.
And you got split screen on your IPTV?
Probably, I don't know. I haven't really looked.
Yeah, I should have.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't looked. I think Bournemouth are having a fantastic season, and my guy Antoine Semenyo, I was begging for Arsenal to sign this guy in the summer, man. He is an absolute baller. Left wing, right wing. He carries the ball. He tracks back. He scores goals. He shoots. He assists. He's just a complete package.
Listen, the best I can do right now is have him in my fantasy football, and he's in my fantasy team.
I think he's an excellent player.
Yeah, so he's mine as well. Yeah. So Gary, a question for you, Gary. So if you sell Jesus in the January transfer market, would you put a shout in for Arsenal to go in for Semenyo to pick up that side? Because
I would sell Jesus and Trossard and go and bring in Semenyo.
Yeah.
You know the top three midfielders at the minute. Anderson,
I wouldn't even hesitate.
Baleba, Casido with the top stats in the Opta at the minute.
What's that?
Going forward and tracking back.
What was that? Sorry, Garfield.
Anderson, Casido, and Baleba are the top three midfielders at the minute.
In what?
What is that?
On stats.
Is that in Opta?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but what stats are we talking about? Tackling?
Yeah, everything. Tracking back, passes, goal assist, whatever. Every stat.
Yes, the full metrics.
The way I look at it is, if your midfielder is making more tackles than other midfielders, then somewhere along the line, the team is not doing its job. Because Declan Rice doesn't have to make so many tackles because we defend as a whole team unit. So he won't have to make as many tackles as I say.
I'm just giving you stats.
No, I'm just saying that's how I view it.
I think you mean Zubimendi, not Declan Rice.
Well, Zubimendi or whoever it is. You know, we don't have to make that many tackles.
Declan Rice is Declan Rice is averaging 4.2 a game. Zumba Mendes is only one tackle a game, so that's the one thing that is really shocking.
Rice
so
can get
he's the
a hell
one
of a lot better than what he is.
Yeah, Rice is playing a lot deeper role in it this season. Yeah, go on, Gary.
Reminds me of a Harry Kane.
Bournemouth 3-1. I think obviously they've got the old ginger Mourinho in Forest, didn't they? But I don't think he's going to have much effect. And his negative style of playing football, I really hope Forest get relegated.
It's the same as Poch. He plays the same style as Poch, doesn't he?
You know, a terrible manager, anti-football, you know. But yeah, I can't stand the guy, Mr. Gravel voice. Sounds like he's drunk a pint of gravel before every game.
Sean,
you know, I've
Sean Dyke. I call it Sean Dyke. Yeah, Sean Dyke.
That as a counter. I've got Arsenal winning 2-1 against Palace.
That's what I got.
We're going to let a goal in. Mateta goal.
Yeah. You could lose this game.
I've got City to beat Villa. Where is it? 3-1. I think that'll be a Haaland hat-trick.
Villa will score there.
City have got this trouble. Because Haaland's their striker, it's so hard to go and get another striker to sit on the bench. Top striker to sit on the bench. You know, you're not going to.
We don't have that problem. We don't have that problem. You lose Gyökeres and you got Havertz and Jesus back in 2 weeks. What do City do if Havertz goes? If Haaland goes, they're absolutely screwed.
That's it. And you can't sign a striker that's just going to sit on the bench and not play.
He's got a long ass contract, and
he's on £500 a week, isn't he?
He ain't going nowhere.
£500 a week they pay him, Haaland. You know, so he ain't going nowhere. £500 a week. Where are we now? So
he's worth every penny, though.
Oh, 100%, 100%. At just scoring goals, that's all he's there for. He doesn't bring much else to the team. He gets 1 or 2 assists maybe a season, but he doesn't offer anything else to the team. If you look at all the other teams, and you know, take Arsenal, Gyökeres, he presses mad from the front. He tracks back. You know what I mean? Haaland is basically there, set up in the box. That's where I want you to go score some goals, and that's what he does.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Wolves Burnley. I've gone for a 2-1 win to Burnley.
Wow.
I think Wolves are already dead and buried along with West Ham. I just don't think they just something's gone wrong at that club, and where they used to be you could really bank on them to turn over a few teams. I think they just look lost at the moment, and Burnley have got a little bit about them. So I think Burnley will win that 2-1, and I've got Everton 2, Spuds 1. I think Everton at home at the new stadium, they're playing games. They're doing well.
I think if you look at Wolves, let me get rid of it. If you look at Wolves, the players that they've lost, which is I mean, they've lost a bundle of players. Their captain Cody went to Everton. Ruben Neves, who's one of the better midfielders in the league, he's gone. They lost obviously Jimenez. They lost Traore. I mean, they've literally lost about 6-7 good quality players. And the only player that turned up for them last year that was really good was Hechan. Hechan was on fire last season. And this season, unfortunately, Hechan, I know he's been injured for 3 games, but they're just not scoring 5 goals in 8 games. That's not going to get you anywhere. At least Burnley's got 9 goals this season. At least Burnley's scoring goals. At least, you know, when you're averaging more than a goal a game, then you got something about you. But when you're averaging half a goal a game, that means you've only got 50% chance of scoring. That's not good enough. You're not going to survive in this league. with
And
those
they're struggling defensively as well, Wolves. You know, they're conceding goals.
Yeah.
You know, the midfield is weak. You know, they haven't really got a lot up front. If Strand Larson ain't scoring, they're not really getting goals from anywhere else.
What other players?
He was a good defender for them, but he's gone as well. So
what other players left Wolves? Because surely Cunha leaving hasn't made their downfall, right?
Eight Nori left.
A
couple left, right?
Yeah, there's about 6 players that we mentioned.
Semedo leave as well, the right back. Didn't he leave? Semedo left. Cunha was the big miss, obviously, because he was the one that made everything happen for them. Yeah. If he wasn't scoring, he was setting it up for the others.
Yeah.
And the question is you've got to ask yourself, well, all these players leave Brighton and then they've got the academy to cover it. You know, all these players leave other clubs like, you know, Burnley have only lost and Brentford's lost a few. But then you can see where the cover is, and you've got a good academy, but where are these players at Wolves? Like, who's coming through? It's just incredible.
Wolves are relying mainly on Portuguese talent. You know, I think there's a good chunk of their players are all Portuguese, along with the manager. And sometimes it just may be the simple thing that they're just not cut out for this league.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, it could be just be as simple as that. I mean, I couldn't, off the top of my head now, I couldn't name, apart from Strand Larson and that Doherty fella, I don't know any other Wolves player.
Yeah, me too. That's why I was struggling. One of you lot mentioned one of your favourites. I'm struggling.
I think they got someone called Kinder Bueno. That's about all I know. But that's like 3 players out of how many in the squad?
Right, guys. So that's it for today. Final thoughts, Garfield. What would you like to see that happen this weekend?
Liverpool lose.
Liverpool downfall, Chelsea downfall, Arsenal downfall, Spurs downfall.
He loves his tears, you know. He loves his tears. I can imagine him sitting with a glass of rum and a cigar, sitting there. Yeah, put my
match of the day, man. Match of the day on Sunday.
Proper things I go on, man.
With my things, man.
And just box of handkerchiefs, getting ready to throw the tissues up in the air. Tears.
What I love about Garfield is he comes on the stream and he's all down with this, down with that. You're gonna lose. As soon as Arsenal start winning, man's gone. Man's gone. You have to send that international wrestling Thunderbirds a go.
I'm like a mad
I saw he riled up a couple of guys in the chat room as well. A couple of guys who really like him as well. He riled them up. He rubbed them
that's what he does. But then he disappears. Then he's gone.
Oh God. Yeah, Garfield's got to make amends for that because we love him. We love him on the channel. We love him on the channel. Neil, what would you like to see happen this weekend?
Liverpool bounce back. That's all. That's the only thing I need to see. They need to
how
bounce.
much is that in the league for Liverpool?
3. They were lost 3 in the league, isn't it? 3 on the trot.
In the league, yeah. So you just need 3 points. You just need to get.
You know what? There could be some big moves in the Prem. If there could be some big moves with if certain results go certain ways for certain teams.
I tell you what, I'm getting to the point now where I'm starting to get worried about Man City. I wasn't there a couple of weeks back, but as I said, when I look at their output, they're scoring more goals than anyone else. They got the 2nd best defense in the league, along with Sunderland behind Arsenal.
Got a run of easy games coming up.
I did say at the beginning of the season. I said, at the beginning of the season, do not write City off.
Yeah, you can't. You can never write a team like City off.
Exactly.
When they got that man up front.
And I've got to say, guys, the reason why I'm saying this is because if they beat Liverpool, let me see, are they at the Anfield or the Etihad? Let's check.
Let me look at the league as well.
They're at the Etihad. So I'm worried about that City Liverpool game because if they beat Liverpool, when is that? That's 9th of November. So it's coming up in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
If they beat Liverpool in that game, then the warning lights, then the tsunami has started then, because that means that they are going to be title challengers, and that's something Arsenal have got to then wake up to. We can't no longer just talk about Liverpool anymore. If
you know what,
win that
if things go our way, we could end up in 3rd place.
Yeah, no, you got to string. Listen, all you need to do is string a couple of wins together. I was shocked when Gary said you could be in third or fourth now had you just won one more game. I looked at that and I was like, you know what? And I'm not saying anything anyway because I'm still battered after saying United would get top 4 last year, and then everybody laughed at me when they nearly got relegated. So I'm not saying I'm not putting my cards. I'm not putting my cards on the table for Man United again after getting embarrassed last year.
Garfield, what game did you draw this season? Garfield.
Hold on.
What game did you draw this season? I can't remember the game. I'm sure I watched it on TV. You drew a game, and I'm sure that you should have won it.
Bournemouth, was it Bournemouth? Not Bournemouth.
Yeah, that wasn't a Grimsby game, was it?
Bro, shut up, man.
You drew a game this season. You drew a game this season, and I'm sure that you should have won it.
But anyway, what's your point?
Well, I'm just saying, because if you would have won that game, you would have been second instead of the draw.
What if?
God.
Why? How?
Gary, what do you want to see happen this weekend?
Simple. I want to see the Spuds lose. I want to see Arsenal win. I want to see Liverpool lose. And I want to see City lose. And just for Garfield, I want to see Man United win so they go above City.
Bro,
Just
Oh, that would be Could you imagine if United went above City? And look, don't get me wrong, Villa has been one of Pep Guardiola's bogey teams over the last few years. They really struggled to, when they're at Villa. What Villa did to them over the last 2 years at home was nothing short of embarrassing. So it's not going to be easy for Man City, but obviously we'll have to wait and see what approach he takes. The fact that he played the low block against Arsenal at the Emirates, I lost all respect for Pep Guardiola. And when I saw that, I was like, this is Man City you're talking about. 4 titles in a row. And you come to the Emirates and park the bus. You're dead food, bro. You're dead food. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a wonderful weekend. And I will catch up with all of you soon. Thanks for tonight. I appreciate it, guys.
See you in the chat.
Nice one, everybody. Peace.